Hi, welcome to the channel. If you've clicked on this video, you're probably someone who likes a bargain. And if you really want a bargain in terms of outdoor gear, you've got to go second hand. So we're looking today at a Vango Summit 100. It's a World Challenge tent. Not much online about it, but I got this for £25 off of Gumtree. Apparently it's only been pitched once, so we'll have a look at the condition when we start pitching it. But it just, again, there's so many good bargains out there if you're looking on the used sites like Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Gumtree and stuff. So we'll have a look at what you can get for £25. So let's give it a pitch and we'll see where we end up. So as you can see, it's inner pitch first. Single kind of pole design that's all joined by a couple of these little joining points. Really quite a rigid little tent, freestanding as well. So once you've actually got it together, you can move it around, change it if the wind direction is just changed whilst you're pitching. Really smart bit of kit. Aluminium poles. I'll put all the specs in the description because I did find the specs on the website. It is actually a really well spec tent. So again, for £25, it's an absolute bargain. So good ventilation at the top. Obviously the door you can unzip and just have the mesh layer on there for more ventilation as well. Plenty of height all the way across really. Reminds me a lot of like an MSR tent like the Elixir or something like that. But you won't find those for £25 even used and abused. A couple of little marks on the vented areas there, but like nothing to be too concerned with. Looks in good nick. Zips all feel in good condition. A couple of marks inside the tent which could just have a bit of a wipe with a cloth to get rid of. Decent interior space as well. It kind of goes back a bit at the back, so you might be able to squeeze a small bag in with you as well. But I think the porch is quite generous on it when you actually get the outer. So let's get the outer on now. Okay, so that was the first time pitching the tent. And it's not gone up too badly at all. I could still do a bit more tension to some of the guy lines and move them around a little bit. I could pull the outer tighter to the ground and have a point just to tighten things up. But it's gone up pretty well, considering I've never pitched it before. And you can see from that narrow inner design, there's quite a lot of space in the porch. It's a really compact little tent, but with really good height, and it looks pretty stable as well. I think I've got the guidelines like it showed on about the only stuff I could find online on it, but I suppose you could try and put them a different way as well if you wanted to. And you can see there the World Challenge logo, so it must have been designed for some particular reason. You could see from the video that actually the guidelines had never actually been put up before, so they were still as they were originally sealed. There's line locks on all of the guidelines, so they feel quite good quality as well. Pegs are just standard aluminium by the looks of it, but you know they're perfectly serviceable. And again, if you've only spent £25, you could upgrade the pegs if you want to. But it looks to me like a really solid little tent. Really pleased with it, to be honest, for that sort of money. So let's have a look at getting the door open, and you'll see from the way that there's toggles either side. You can open up one side or the other of the door, or you can actually open it up both sides if you wanted to get maximum airflow into the tent. So let's get the doors open and have a look. Okay, so definitely really decent porch size. Even with one door open, you've still got a really nicely sheltered porch area where you can do a bit of cooking. And obviously it does give you that flexibility where you can open either side depending on which way the wind was blowing. And the zip on the door is dual, so you can unzip from top or bottom. So you can unzip and have a nose out whilst you still keep it pegged down. So if you wanted to have a quick nose at the weather, you could do that without having to lean all the way down and find the bottom zip and unpeg it and stuff. So looks like there's plenty of space to be inside this tent. You can see just how much room you've got here. Really, really good space. Plenty of internal height as well. I'm like 5'11", plenty of space for me, and that space continues almost from end to end really in terms of head height. You've got your standard hanging point for a lamp. The walls are really well held up by the design as well, so it doesn't feel claustrophobic at all in here. In terms of length, plenty of room for me. Head end's probably maybe that end. There's a couple of pockets inside as well. A couple of pockets here, so stuff those things into the pockets. And I reckon you could probably get a sleep pad here and have enough room for a backpack inside, which, if you've watched my review of the Nordis Flowerbard 1 PU tent, I like that one there because it's got enough room inside to keep your backpack in the interior of the tent rather than in the porch. But to be honest, this one looks like it has got enough to do both really. You might be able to get away with it in the tent, but there's certainly plenty of room outside to keep it pretty dry, I'd imagine, in that decent porch. So what a fantastic little tent, I think. Given the quality of materials, it's got Vango PowerLite aluminium poles. It's got a 5,000mm hydrostatic head on the outside, 6,000 on the ground sheet. See, it's got multiple guide out points. Really good frame design, so very much like an MSR tent. I think you could take. It's called a summit tent, so I think you could camp up in the mountains in this absolutely no problem whatsoever. So I wonder if this is some kind of challenge, but has anyone got a better tent than this for this kind of money? Looking at the used market and stuff, I think for £25 this is an absolutely superb little tent. I did see one of these for sale, which I didn't buy, but I think that was similar sort of money, and someone else snapped that one up. This one happened to be quite local to me, so I bought it. So do have a look at Gumtree, Facebook Marketplace, and kind of stuff, and see if you can get a tent for this kind of bargain money. And have a look at my other video as well, which is going to be coming out soon, because this inspired me to think, well, because I've got what I think is a really good tent for £25. It's well up to the challenge of wild camping in, I'd imagine, most conditions. I thought, well, could I get the rest of the gear for less than £100? And I think I managed it. So have a look at that video as well, which I'm going to make right now actually, because the tent's already pitched. And when the weather gets a little bit warmer, we'll get out and do some camping in it. And I say that because obviously if you're trying to get all the camping gear for less than £100, you're not going to be getting 3 or 4 season gear, sleeping bags and stuff. But funny enough, this actually matches perfectly my Cedar Summit gear. So I've got a Cedar Summit Trek 1 and 3 sleeping bags, which are orange. I've got a X-Bed Sin Mat sleeping mat, which is this colour grey on the bottom and this colour orange on top. So that's about the only thing which you could probably criticise about this tent, if you're that way inclined, to say it's not exactly a stealth tent for wild camping, because it is quite a bright orange. But hopefully I'll be getting up to Snowdonia soon and doing some wild camping in the Beacons. So I'm definitely going to take this out for some camps, because I'm really pleased with it. Maybe even treat it to like one of those new car smelling things and just hang that in here just to give it a new tent smell. But no, superb deal. If you like bargains, if you like wild camping, hiking, that kind of stuff, do subscribe to the channel, and a massive thanks to everyone who's subscribed already and anyone who's watching the videos. It is really appreciated. So drop a like if you've liked it. Do look at my other videos, especially the next one, which is coming up very shortly, on how you can get all the wild camping gear you need for less than £100. I'll see you in the next one.